All right, welcome to the SDLA Superhero Debate League of Appletons podcast, fight thingy. Essentially what we do here is we argue superhero characters or essentially any other characters within the facets of pop culture in a debate format, and we all decide, there's 8 of us in this room, decide who the winner will be. There are different facets of this that we will show you, or you'll kind of learn as time goes on. I think there's too much to go on a tangent about right now, but we will be jumping into it straight off. First part of our night will have 3 individual fights. We'll see 6 competitors go against each other. The other 2, because there will be 8 total for this season, we'll be sitting out. Me and Ben, my name is Trace, Ben is the other person who's sitting out. We actually decided the fight locations and the fight stipulations for the night. So the first fight, which unfortunately we were unable to record due to technical difficulties, or what we like to call Taylor disorder, was Josh Rowe versus James Whitney. That fight was set on Astaroth, which is a World of Warcraft location. Did I say it wrong? Anyways, obviously you know I don't play that game. It was set during the day. It was a singles fight, which in short is one-on-one fights, essentially, just straight-up fights, in a no-prep situation, which means that they were pretty much dropped into the situation with about a minute or so of preparation time just to get to knowledge of their situation at hand. That fight saw the fight versus Josh and James saw fight number 1 within it, Aegis, which is, again, what character is that?
From Persona series?
From Persona, the video game series, go up against She-Hulk, the Marvel superheroine, with She-Hulk coming out on top with a 5-1 win margin. Fight number 2 saw Garrus from Mass Effect, another video game series, go up against Bloodshot, who is a Valiant comic book character. And that fight saw Garrus win 3-2. And then the final fight, which was a duos fight, which means 2 versus 2 in a straight-up fight, was on Josh's team, Cole McGrath and Uncle Iroh. Cole McGrath from the infamous video game series, and Uncle Iroh from the Avatar comic series and television show, versus Nova, Sam Alexander, and Mrs. Marvel, Kamala Khan, both Marvel characters. And that fight saw James sweep with a 6-0 win. All right, we will be segueing into our second fight of the night, which is Todd Balster versus Trevor DeKyle. This fight is a singles fight at Gillette Stadium. It is at night, game time, which means there are people there and a football game going on. And it is a prep situation, so you guys do have a week of prep with that. Moving right in, the first fight of that one will be Todd's Master of the World, which is a Marvel character, I believe, right? And Trevor's Engineer, which is a Wildstorm DC character.
That I have no clue about.
Oh, well, that's good to know. All right, I will take it over and let them bore your ear off.
It's also Patriots Masters.
I'm going to sit.
Is it 2-1?
Yeah. I mean, it's also Appleton
You ready?
as well. Not Appletons.
I picked
Did I say apple tins?
Don't worry about it. We're good. You also said SDLA. You serve here in a bit. Battleton. Whatever.
Well, yeah.
Both goes, because I don't know anything about your character. So.
Alright. Everyone ready?
I'm out of
Patriots Packers.
What?
I wish.
Patriots Packers. That's the game. If you need it.
Patriots versus Packers?
Oh, the one thing the Patriots can never beat.
Alright. Ready? Okay. Alright. So, I got Master of the World. He is essentially 40,000 years old. He's a genius in himself. He made his own tech. It's called Plodex. And he can basically make or think or anything he wants to make, he can create. He has it. And with prep, I can come with anything needed to this fight to possibly win. I know what your character does because I know every living thing on Earth and everything that's been done on Earth in the last 40,000 years, which Earth hasn't even been around that long. Well, it is, but like not civilization. But so realistically, there's nothing you can do to surprise me. And with the stuff that I can come with is greater than anything your nanites can deal with, anything that your character's durability can deal with, anything your regenerative factor can deal with, anything about that. On top of it, you have to try to save everyone here. I am a fucking supervillain. I don't care if everyone in this fucking field dies, whereas you are going to have to be protecting every single person in this field as I'm causing mass fucking chaos and blasts everywhere. And basically, I am the living embodiment of this character. Now, your tech, I would put, it's great tech. It's incredible. But like, I put like Kang, my tech, stuff like that higher. The Avengers needed to use my tech to beat Kang because that's the only way they could beat him. So like, to put that in perspective, you have no chance in this fight with your tech. You have no chance to actually fight with me. I can come to make sure your nanites do nothing to me. I can negate everything about them. My suit actually has an electromagnetic it can negate it basically. So on top of it, I can cast illusions, which you might be able to see, might not, but regardless, it's going to be causing more chaos. People are going to be freaking out. And ultimately, what it's going to come down to is you're going to be trying to save people, you're going to be in mass chaos, and you can't be calling for your friends because this is a one-on-one fight. This is a fight where you have to find a way to beat me one-on-one. And like on top of it, I can integrate with anything you have, and my ship is over top of me, able to help me and get anything I need as well. So there's nothing you can do in this fight to overwhelm me, to hurt me, to do anything like that.
Okay, just to negate the people everywhere, I'm going to get a hold of Roger Goodell. He's going to do me a favor saying, we're going to push this game up to a noon game instead of a Sunday night game. So now we're fighting in an empty stadium, no chaos.
Pause it. You can't change the battlefield.
I'm not changing the battlefield, I'm just changing the people.
The battlefield is the game time.
It is.
As a game.
I don't know.
That's what's going on. Yeah, the fight with
Whatever.
the game going on.
Okay, fuck it. He's going to warn the people. They're going to say, be careful when you're going there. If you see danger, run out. Fair enough there. Or he's going to say it'd be better off just to stay home and watch the game and more safe. Not changing the battlefield there. Engineers not going to give a shit about the football players. They're a bunch of dirty, money-grubbing people anyway. So with that, you said that you may know about my nanites, but you're not going to proof yourself me from sending a nanite in there to take it over. Tony Stark has done it numerous times, taking over other people's way more technological advancement suits with just one of his nanites from his Blood Edge armor. What's saying that I can't take over yours? You've never fought Engineer before, so you may know about Engineer. You don't know what I can do it to you, though. I can also separate myself, get these people out of there as quick as I can. Yes, it does weaken me to a bit. I'm not going to make 20 clones of myself. I'm just going to make enough where get the people out of there quick enough, bring them back, or just me and you in here, and just take over whatever tech you have, because you never made it engineer proof. You just said that you're going to try to negate my power. Well, I'm going to make it where it's like going to continue to keep on getting inside your suit, and you're going to malfunction once in a while, to where enough where I can just go right up to you, spear right through your head, because you are just a normal human after all underneath that suit. What's stopping me from shutting down that suit? One thing about it is that when they used your stuff against Kang's also egomaniac. It's like, no one's above my tech. So he never expected to see your kind of tech in there. I guarantee you someone like Lex Luthor going to do the same exact thing. So what I'm basically going to do is just, I'm going to keep on nagging at your tech, nagging until it falls down, and I'm going to take it over and watch it crumble you from the inside. Because if you're going to kill someone, I guarantee you Engineer's not afraid to kill.
It's 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So you're saying that Kang didn't know my tech, Kang didn't realize what he had coming, so that's why he lost, blah, blah, blah. You're saying people are going to stay home realistically. This is the fucking Packers-Patriots game. People are showing up this game paying $2,000, $3,000 for a ticket no matter what. Thinking they're going to run out. They're not going to run out when it's just like a tiny little area. I took over the whole continent. That's how much control I have. For me to not know your tech specifically, yes, I do. You are on Earth, you live on Earth, you do everything on Earth, thus I know everything you plan, everything you can do. And for you to get into my tech, once again, like, yes, Kang was probably surprised to see Plodek's tech, but you have no idea about my tech. The second your nanites get close, I already know what I've already like proved anything you can possibly do. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that, but regardless, yes, I'm just a man in a suit, but my suit is taking on a team of Avengers, Miss Marvel, etc., etc. Like, there's realistically not. You don't have the power. You don't have the strength. No matter how many clones you said yourself, you do what the.
Yeah, I know.
I do an advisory warning.
Wow.
One center.
Yeah, but I guarantee you that once you make some sort of chaos here, some sort of superheroes team is going to come here. I'm not calling them, but I guarantee you something's going to show up here. We're right next to New York City. What's stopping the Avengers from coming here? But I'm also stating that you've never dealt with someone that can hack into your suit before. Like, you've never fought an Ultron, you've never fought Apocalypse kind of people before. You may know about their tech, but you don't know how to defend against it, is what I'm saying. So what's stopping me from sending nanites into your suit and just shutting it down like that? You have no defense against that. You fought against people like Thor, who's a brute, who's going to fight you head on. Captain America, who's thinking, okay, what's my best tactical illusion or fight here? Hulk, who's going to fight you head on. Stark, who's going to try to use his brain to bring you down, but he's never going to try to hack into your armor, like something like Batman would do. So yes, I am going to get into your suit, shut it down, and I'm literally going to watch you squiggle in there, trying to get out, and I'm literally going to just crush that suit right upon your body, and my clones are just going to keep on punching you until you're down. And they're probably going to try to save Aaron Rodgers, even though I don't like that.
Why are you changing this?
That's it for that fight. I will announce it.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was it for fight number 1. Second fight for Todd versus Trevor is Todd's Firestorm versus, which is a DC character, versus Trevor's Hohenheim, which is, what is that, Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, and that's a singles fight?
This is the Brotherhood version too, so.
Okay, the Brotherhood version?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming is stronger. Also, I didn't say it in the beginning, but you probably heard it, so I'll say it now. There is going to be adult language on this, so if you have sensitive ears, do not listen. Yep. All right, who starts?
That would be me.
You don't give a fuck.
Sure.
Are you ready, man? Okay, Hohenheim and Firestorm are essentially almost the same character, except Hohenheim can't fly, and he doesn't need a null composition of anything that he creates. So basically, what we're going to do is, I'm going to sit there for the whole week, know my surroundings, walk around, see what everything's like. I'm not going to give a flying shit if people die or not. I just care about my 2 kids, and one of them's on Josh's team's probably going to die anyway, so love you, Josh. But anyway, with Hohenheim, literally, as soon as we get encased in this fight, I'm literally going to encase a dome around this whole entire field. That's just going to be me and you inside it. And what that dome is actually going to do is, it's going to be created with a bunch of metals that you are not even going to know about, or know the chemical composition right away. So it's going to be like a combine of, with nth metal, adamantium and vibranium all in one essential dome, where you're going to be wondering what the heck is going on, because if I'm not mistaken, you're using 2 kids' brains in one, so you're going to get all jumbled up. Just like your Master of the World's Hohenheim is about 38,000 years old, so he's going to know every tactical thing you try to do. He's not going to be amazed that we're at a football game. He's not going to be stargazing at Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. So basically, once we're doing this, I can just shoot out a bunch of spikes just shooting at you. He's not afraid to kill at all. Like I said, the only one he cares about is his kids and his wife, who died because he wanted to go exploring and find himself. So he's a great hand-to-hand combatant. If you do any damage to him, he can actually heal himself. It wears him down a little bit, but he can heal himself no problem. Firestorm, like I said, the only thing you've got above me is heal or flying. Well, how good is that flying going to do when I just continually bring down the dome to where you have to still stand with foot to foot to me, and then basically just enclose the dome where you can't fly anymore. And
That is not too nice. That beeping.
Alright, ready? Alright. So you're going to create a dome. I can go intangible, doesn't matter. I can get out of it. Top it, the Firestorm Matrix is also part of me. It's essentially like a being that I'm controlled. It's basically like Green Lantern ring. Anything I can think of, I can make with the Firestorm Matrix, as long as I do know the chemical compound. Now the Firestorm Matrix naturally scans anything I look at, thus I will know anything you make. So anything you think of, anything you make, I can easily scan and then just alter it. You don't have that. On top of it, like I said, I can go intangible, and like you said, I can fly. You can't. Now, the blast that I can do with your spikes, yeah, you can send spikes. I don't care if you ready to kill. Like if I'm encased in a dome, obviously I'm going to open up a part of the wall to let people out, try to get them out. I don't think your prime goal is to kill people, but regardless, your prime goal is probably to kill me. And once again, you stated the dome is very important, but I've negated it. I can go intangible. I can get rid of it. I've read it. Any of your attacks, I can go intangible. Any of your, I don't know how strong your healing factor is, but like to deal with several attacks on many fronts with light speed, actually an unmeasured amount of speed because I haven't actually been able to track how fast he goes. On top of me creating stuff around you, I can create stuff inside of you with enough time. I can put you in force fields that you're going to have to take down by with enough time. It's realistically, I can do a ton of stuff. I can put walls around you, I can encase you, and you're going to have to get out of there. I can bombard you with all this stuff while trying to defend everyone here and this without a thought. Like the Firestorm Matrix helps me. Yes, I'm 2 kids, but I have the Firestorm Matrix as an all-knowing being. So realistically, this is going to be a great fight, but I think my matter manipulation is on a higher level than yours, regardless of your age, regardless of how good you are. And I know your healing factor does wear you down minimally, I'm assuming, but I think with the repeated attacks that I'm able to do and with the stuff that you're able to make and the Firestorm Matrix on my side, I'll be able to overwhelm you and overcome anything you can throw at me. Looks good timing.
Just remember, it's line of sight, so I saw you make a face.
Well, wait, I just heard the inside me, then I just
Yeah, but it's like line of sight,
yeah, that's what I just remembered. I'm making everything into this dome is going to be nth metal, an adamantium, vibranium, which you're not going to know the chemical composition of it when it's all mixed into one. So you literally have to come up with CN02557893, where you're not going to come up with. Where Smart Firestorm is, he's not going to come up with that as long as I'm still standing there changing the composition of it as much as I want. I don't need to know the composition of it for it to change, just as long as the materials are there. Anything that I do is the speed of thought. Literally, you send something at me, speed of thought, a wall's gonna be up. You go intangible outside this, outside the dome, that's pretty much you removing yourself for a minute, then you gotta come back in. So there's anything you do, you have to come up face to face with me sometime, and literally, I don't care about the people, I'm not gonna put them in danger, but I don't care if they die. So literally, you come up to me, I'm literally gonna encase you inside these spikes that are nth vibranium, adamantium, whatever I need them to be to hurt you.
Alright, so once again, I don't think the Firestorm Matrix is the one that's going to be reading the composition and stuff. It's not necessarily me, because you're probably right. 2 kids probably aren't smart enough to realize what the hell is going on. But the fact I have a being inside me telling me what to do, helping me out, is the one that's going to trump this. And I'll be able to at least get out of it. Like the dome won't be a problem for me. I'll be able to go intangible through it, stuff like that. And I'm at speeds that you can't. You can track, but once again, I can fly. I can sit above you. You can't. If you're trying to do all this stuff and I'm flying at above speeds that would be hard for you to hit, blasting you with matter manipulation attacks, stuff like that, I will be able to beat you. And I just think I'm too fast. I think the Firestorm Matrix is too much. I think I can matter manipulate on the same level as you, which is all I need to do because I have other attacks as well, and other than just matter manipulation. And once I do figure out what you're all trying to do at the speed of thought, just tons of shit going on everywhere, I think I'll be able to do it with the Firestorm Matrix, and 2 people's minds in one will overwhelm you.
This is what happens when Trevor doesn't study. This is going to be me all season because I just...
So it's the last
It's
season.
a fun season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Good job. Good job. All right. We are heading into the 3rd and final fight for Todd versus Trevor. This is the duos fight, where Todd has Animal Man and Swamp Thing, DC comic book characters, and then Trevor has Loki and Enchantress, Marvel comic book characters. I do believe Trevor starts.
Nope.
I do believe Todd starts.
Alright. You ready? This is another 2-1 as well?
I thought it was 2-2.
2-2 for duos? Okay. Alright. Okay, so Animal Man and Swamp Thing, yeah, I mean, we're still on Earth. I can read any animal on Earth. I can actually read animals in a different universe and transform into them. Luckily, my team has Fing Fang Fu, Crypto, etc. on my team, I can essentially turn into that stuff with Animal Man. So you can, I mean, I might not turn into Fing Fang Fu, but Crypto I probably turn into. Swamp Thing, realistically, no matter how strong your magic is, no matter what you try to do, you cannot alter the red and the green. The red and the green are the beings that are me. So for you to ever actually do any damage to the red and the green will be very, very, very hard. And no matter what you try to do, you're trying to put your essentially like maybe make me fall in love with you, your magic stuff like that. It's something that I have seen. It's something that I have fought several times. So for you to even like your magic, basically I'm not saying it won't be anything because it is top tier magic, but at the same time these are two characters who use who are connected to the planet and its core and connected to every living being. So I won't succumb to your magic. The magic is something I'm connected to. They'll protect me. Well, encasing you in several binds, encasing you with sheer power, encasing you with, like I said, I can turn to Crypto. So I can do Superman base attacks and freeze you. I can do all this stuff, and I know you're gonna have shield. I know you're gonna bring all this magic. I know you're gonna do everything you can. But I'll never fall in love with you. I will never. I know what you're bringing. The green and the red will help me fight you, and I can show up at different places at any time because is it AstroTurf or?
Yeah, they have to turn.
Okay. Regardless, I'm sure there's some dirt somewhere, anything like that. I can come from anything. I can come from any sort of living thing. Plus, I can turn to separate animals, and I can make clones of myself. I can make duplicates of myself. I can do a ton of stuff and easily protect this area. So I don't see how you can overwhelm me with your stuff, and I don't think you'll be able to hurt me enough with the red and the green being exactly what I am. So.
Just a quick question for you, Trace. If I create clones, since I don't have them at the battlefield, they're going to be part of my 20. Can I still have them throughout the world, like attacking random things? Like say you have Nick Fury. I'm using clones to attack Shield.
Yeah, I don't see why not. And you have
Okay.
You're probably basically.
I just wanted to be sure that.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the green is part of like what wildlife is. If I'm not mistaken, correct? And that's what Animal Man stands for is he protects the
That's the
earth.
red.
The red. He protects the earth from diseases or from hurting plants. What Loki's gonna do is he's gonna come up with 20, say, clones of himself, and they're gonna go around destroying wildlife, destroying the rainforest, destroying everything that deals with life. They're gonna literally dry up the Great Lakes. Anything that hurts him, because basically if that hurts him, and he can't do anything about it because he can't leave this fighting area, he's literally gonna go crazy. And this is all gonna happen when we're fighting, not during my week of prep. As soon as we start that fight, he's gonna tell his clones, go nuts. And if I don't know if Animal Man gains the weaknesses if he turns into Crypto, if he does, that's not good for him because who knows magic better than Loki and Enchantress? And that's old ass magic, so it's going to be enough to hurt him beyond belief. So I'm not going to make you fall in love with me whatsoever. Loki and Enchantress, yes, they're both bad guys, but numerous times if they work together, Enchantress doesn't have to worry about Loki trying to kill Thor because he's already dead in the league. So basically, what's going to stop me from making every single man in the stadium fall in love with her, come onto the football field? And what's going to stop Animal Man from... That's going to stop Animal Man from attacking Enchantress, while Loki's going to sneak up behind with his scepter, stab you right in the back, because that's going to be enough to hurt you. And then all we have to do is the Swamp Thing, he's getting weaker and weaker as the nature is getting hurt more and more. So basically, once he gets weaker and weaker, all Loki has to do is come up with some giant magic attack along with Enchantress, enough to just rubble him down to ash. And yes, he's going to regenerate himself. We can stay there all day and doing it because they don't tire of being his guardian.
Okay, so like you, I can make clones anywhere on the earth. I can just bring up Swamp Thing clones and fight your clones at the same time. So I'm not worried about that. The second, like I read anything that's green, so anything on the earth that you're affecting, I know, and like I can literally just recreate a thing on the ground and whoop, I'm fighting you. Doing everything I can to fight you at that time, but I have to get rid of the main threat, which is what we're doing. So your clones are negated. Yes, I do take the weaknesses of the characters, but one good thing about like if I were to say change into Crypto and you're using magic against me, usually if Superman is like having trouble with say kryptonite or magic, he sends Crypto in because he doesn't have that weakness of that level. So to be able to fight you along those terms, I feel is another thing. On top of it, I can transform into several different animals. I can get inside your body and you won't know what's going on. I can do all this stuff. I can change. And yes, you're doing all this stuff, but like I said, the red and the green are helping me out the whole time. And as much as you want to hurt the green, it's just going to probably piss Swamp Thing off. And a piss Swamp Thing is probably not a good thing you want. So I don't think you'll be able to do enough damage to the wildlife, stuff like that, especially with my clones fighting you the whole time, encasing your clones, whatever. I don't know how well they can fight on themselves, but I don't think they can do top tier magic attacks, etc. But Swamp Thing clones are literally just the same being. So, and you'll never sneak up behind me, you'll never do anything I don't see, because I'm one with the world, one with the blood of the earth is what they call it, and the green. So anything is happening, I know. Your magic, yes, it is incredibly strong, I'm not downplaying that. But the fact that you will never actually hurt me enough, and I can encase you in so many vines, so many things like that, so many trees, stuff like that, I can easily encase you. I have perfect control of this. And all I need to do is get one sort of toxin in your body, one sort of disease, one sort of anything, one sort of get into your body and actually form myself into it. Like, for instance, I could go into your body and then turn into Fin Fang Foom in your body. I don't know how you're going to deal with that. So that's something I am able to do. So your clones are negated, the weaknesses, yes, but at the same time, I'm very smart. I have the green and the red on my side.
Yeah, but you're fighting off my clones, but my clones can still thought cast fire, everything that they need to. So while you're trying to do that with your clones, they're still causing damage to these wildlife that the Swamp Thing loves so much. And you never stated how you're going to stop Enchantress from making every single innocent man fall in love with her and using them as meat shields, pretty much. These two don't care about humans. You know that as well as I do. So he's not going to go blitzing right with Crypto. He'd rather take a stab to the back than rather hurt an innocent life. So that's what I'm basically going to do is, I'm going to sneak up right behind him with the scepter, stab him right in the back because that's what he'd rather have. Then I'm going to let these humans go or kill him, don't care. Swamp Thing I know really doesn't care about humans because they were endangering his life as wildlife too, so. If you're going to try to put a disease on me, I'm not from this world, so no earthly disease can affect an Asgardian or a frost troll, I believe, or giant that Loki is. I can't remember what kind of. But I guarantee you that no earthly disease is going to hurt them, so no Fin Fang Foom's coming out of them. I'd be very uncomfortable if that happened. But anyway, with Loki's magic, yes, Superman sends the Crypto in more often than he should because of his lesser weakness, but he still has got that weakness to magic. And I don't think he's ever dealt with the god of mischief and Enchantress kind of magic once like this. He may have dealt with like Shazam magic, or never someone that's been a master of it for eons and eons and eons like this. So basically, I go toe to toe with Thor with hand to hand. There's no way Animal Man's gonna be able to do what half the shit Crypto can in the 5 seconds that he's turned into Crypto. So basically, Crypto's very smart, while Animal Man's just gonna be like, okay, I got the super strength of a Kryptonian dog. So basically, my line of defense is these people. I'm gonna stab him in the back, and I'm gonna incinerate Swamp Thing nonstop.
All right. Good job, guys. Now we are going to vote.
Animal Man, Swamp Thing, and then Loki and Change.
I was really confused at a lot of the argument.
Okay, I'm going to start off each of the fights. You can vote for a tie, so I'll start off with that. I mean, try not to, obviously, just because we want decisive answers. But first fight was Master of the World versus Engineer. Who got a tie on that at all? None? Okay, who voted Master of the World for Todd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, you don't vote. So that is a unanimous, right? No, everybody voted for Todd. 0 for Engineer. All right, second fight, Firestorm versus Hohenheim. Anybody got a tie on that one? 1, 2 ties. Anybody going for Firestorm?
You could have won that one, yeah.
1 Firestorm, Hohenheim. 3 Hohenheim. So Hohenheim takes that one.
Trace, that was only 2. That was only 2.
What?
Yeah, that's okay.
And I was one too.
Oh, he raised?
Oh,
I didn't see that.
I
thought you was taking
Wait, you
three.
one, you two.
I winked at Todd and I did.
I saw him.
I've done all my math classes. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right, final fight. Animal Man and Swamp Thing versus Loki and Enchantress. Ties on that one. Nobody. Animal Man and Swamp Thing. Who's scoring them? We got 2. 3. And Loki and Enchantress. 1, 2, 3. So that is a tied overall. All right, let me see what this
I think you
is.
won by 1 10. Yeah, you did, because the tie. I'm not saying anything, I was just saying this is a tie.
No, I won because the first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just say it? Can we just say it here tie?
You fought the other ones really well, but the first fight,
If I had looked-
that's the only one.
So yeah, so it's a total
You
of
got one straight.
10, 6, and 2. Todd wins.
It was good.
Good job, Todd. Yeah, that was good. All right.
James, how did you feel with the last fight?
We are moving on to the third and final fight of the first portion of our night. This is going to be Taylor Wheeler versus Duncan Barth, right? Okay, I said that right. I didn't. On Starkiller Base, the main deck of Starkiller Base, which, if you don't know, is from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Hey, shh, I'm talking. That fight will be at night, prep, and it is a team fight. The team fights, for those that don't know, obviously, which is everyone, is a 5-on-5 fight that has an objective within it. I will read said objective now, actually. For the offense of the objective, of the fight, the objective is destroy the oscillator on Starkiller Base and escape in 20 minutes. The defense side is to protect the oscillator for 20 minutes so the base obtains the full might of the sun, the nearby sun. Have you guys decided who is going on what side yet?
No.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out now. Did you take it back?
Yeah, I put it away from my pocket.
Well, that's fine.
I think I might have accidentally given Josh to get the.
It's fine, I can do it.
Yeah, that's what he's telling me.
Duncan, you get to call it.
Heads?
You win that. What do you want?
Attack.
You want offense first?
Yeah, offense.
So then we get last level then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so Duncan will be going offense. Do we have your teams?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just read them off for everyone then.
I have mine on here. How are you?
Mine, so. Give me like 2 seconds. Shit. There we go.
Okay, so the teams, the 5-man teams for this fight are Taylor's team, which is Green Hornet, Doc Samson, who's a Marvel character, Frozone, most would know from the Disney movie Incredibles, Ronan the Accuser, which is Marvel, and Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. And Duncan's team is The Darkness, which is a Top Cow comic book character, War Machine, Rick Flag, which is DC, The Thing, Ben Grimm, and The Comedian from The Watchmen. So that sounds pretty fun. And Duncan will be going first. And it's 3 twos?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet, sweet. So, all in all, this is pretty cut and dry. Not only are we basically inside the base, as is when this whole shebang starts, but keep in mind, the only guards here are a whole bunch of mindless drones that are stormtroopers. Still haven't fixed the visors, so they can't shoot for shit. So, it's not going to be hard to either use the darkness to end up incepting those motherfuckers, and though I can't fully control them in the more natural sense, I can at least corrupt their mind to get them to start killing one another. So there's a mass frenzy. On top of that, I'll have the comedian and Rick Flag scout in to make certain all the lights are turned off so the darkness is at full-fledged power. And I've got the Thing running around clobbering. It's what he does, it's what he's good at. On top of that, we also have War Machine. Right now, what he can use is Stark's whole party mode, where I can get 20 of whatever suits I'd like in. We'll just use like base level, not necessarily the shittiest suits he has, but they're basically stripped level. Because all I really need is for them to punch holes in walls and fight off whatever emplacements you have. Again, we're inside a base. There's not much you can already do to it unless you're setting up current emplacements. So with the weak, I have enough intel on the place to figure out where exactly the oscillator is, what it's made of, what its weakness is, so on and so forth. I have enough military hardware here where I don't need to worry about in infiltration and then exfil. I've already got not only a fucking shuttle out of here, off planet, but I have enough gear, explosives, you name it, to level this entire base if shit gets real. So all I really need to worry about at this point is what you have to bring to the table. And again, I've got a whole mess of dudes who have either been in the military or are imbued with more like a hereditary divine-esque being that'll end up eating hearts and kicking all forms of ass. So at this point, it's an easy in, plant explosives, blow the shit out of the oscillator, throw it so it can't absorb sunlight, and we're out by basically daybreak. So, all in all, the only thing you can do is destroy my way out and block me from getting all the way in. But again, I've got at least 5 other plans in place because special forces, a whole mess of dudes who have seen the thick and thin, and someone who's working real tight with pretty much all Suicide Squad shit, so.
Real quick, I just want to let everybody know, this is because it's a team, we're scoring on 3 bases. It's argument 1, argument 2, and then an overall score. So you have 3 points to give out. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Okay, so the team that I have set up here is an extremely smart team from Doc Samson, Green Hornet, Qui-Gon, and Ronan even. They're all extremely smart people. They know exactly what they're doing. So set up a defense to go against your characters that we know are coming at us, do our prep time, and the research that Doc can do with his work with S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything like that. I will have all the info I need on your team to take you down. Comedian and Rick Flag are like base human guys who run around, and you're going to have them shut off the lights. You can try and do that, yes, but with Ronan's abilities beforehand and everything like that, I can make it so you can't shut off the lights. I can do pretty much everything with this beforehand, because I'll know with darkness coming, you're going to want to create as much darkness as possible around the area. So I can make it impossible for those two to shut off the lights. And while they're trying to sneak around, I can literally have Green Hornet take them out, who's an extreme master of stealth, one of the best hand-to-hand fighters out there as far as it goes, aside from Kato, his partner, which is Bruce Lee. You can't go against that, but still with training from basically Bruce Lee, Green Hornet is actually ridiculously good. He has a ton of different gadgets. Comedian is a very straightforward character, and so is Rick Flag. They're military men. Comedian is a very, very dick, more or less. So he's not going to mesh well with your team, along with Darkness. Darkness is an asshole. Jackie is a dick. So him going in here, Comedian going in here, you're already going to have a little bit of a problem with teamwork and them cooperating the entire time. While my team know how to work with each other, from Ronan being on the Annihilators to Qui-Gon just being a Jedi Master and knowing what he needs to do, Doc, Green Hornet, Frozone, all working with teams and people before. So I'll be able to basically, with just Green Hornet, take out your plan to shut off the lights, and take out Comedian and Flag. Your suit's attacking with Ronan and the ultimate weapon, I can basically take all of that out. Because of his weaponry and everything like that he has matter manipulation, so your suits coming in and War Machine coming in are basically just a human now at this point. So it's not a big deal for that. So I'll be able to eliminate that thing coming in and doing that. With Frozone, he is ridiculous. Like, basically, he's more or less along the lines of what Iceman is. He can pull moisture and stuff from the air and do everything like that. And he just yells at people for a super suit. But still, Frozone can, like, freeze various things, everything like that. He's really quick with freezing and going through and knowing where to hit devices, like he was doing in the movie where he was hitting the one giants and syndromes thing and all of that. So I'll know exactly where I need to go and hit thing and knock him out, freeze him, anything along those lines. Qui-Gon's going to be able to sense everything with the force and everything like that. So he'll be able to sense where guys are coming. He can direct people in various areas. And Doc Samson's a brute. The dude is just straight up a brute, and he's a ridiculously smart brute at that, so he can take on the darkness.
Okay, so with that week, it's not only familiarization of terrain, but also brews and bro time. So it's enough to squash any beefs. The comedian, when he has a goal in mind, will do whatever it takes. Yes, he's a dick, but he's a dick who gets results. Estacado, as long as, again, he doesn't let the darkness take full over, and because, let's just say, all things considered, you make it so I can't disable the lights, the darkness will naturally start oozing out as much darkness and disrupting whatever is around. Now, let's say you end up destroying the suits. The suits, be it Stark Tech, will start seeping out a whole mess of, let's just simplify this as EMPs. So it's enough of an explosion to end up temporarily knocking out power. Enough of those in one time and you're going to blow a circuit breaker. No matter how advanced the Starkiller base is, we've seen what the Empire does. They build things basically with the lowest bidder. Keep in mind, we're in the New Age Imperial Fort. You have not only a Jedi, but a whole mess of good guys. So you either need to clean this bitch out first within a week, or you have its inhabitants going up against you. Either way, it works well for me, because be it the darkness mind-fucking them, or them just focusing targets on either which way, they're mincemeat. But mincemeat you have to take care of as well. So, all in all, I have suits that are going to start disrupting. I've got guys going after you as well. So I've got a whole mess of friendos here. And they've squashed all beefs, allowing me to do what I need to do.
Okay, first of all, it's the First Order, not the Empire.
Same shit.
No, not the same shit. First Order is different. But beyond that, as far as like my team doing stuff, like Doc Samson, Green Hornet, and Ronan the Accuser have all done stuff before that they've needed to do. Doc has actually been a villain at a point in time as well, so they understand what they're needing to do. The whole thing about like them having to take out the First Order and all this isn't a thing for them. They understand the situation, they know what they have to do, and we only have to hold you off for 20 minutes, which Doc Samson and Ronan alone can hold off your entire team for 20 minutes. Because the thing is nowhere near what Hulk strength is, and Doc Samson's a guy that can deal Hulk to Hulk here, because he's gamma irradiated and all that. So the thing, darkness even, I can freeze him in place with Frozone, and that he's still susceptible to anything along those lines. Your EMPs and stuff like that, I am matter manipulating, so there's not going to be anything left of your actual things to do an EMP. Even if it starts breaking apart, I can get rid of that before it actually has an EMP. So there's going to be no EMPs going around. If your darkness starts oozing out or anything like that, once I've frozen you in place, once I've knocked you out, Jack, you lose like the darkness, and that goes away once he's knocked out and everything like that. So I can knock out Jackie pretty quickly with either Ronan and Doc, and like I said, with Qui-Gon using the Force to be able to scan the place. I know where you're coming in. I know what moves you're making at each time, so I can see your character, or not really see your characters, but I can more or less know where they're at. Send Hornet, send Frozone, send Doc, send Ronan over here, because Ronan is still extremely powerful and can take on just about any of your people by himself in a one-on-one matchup if he wanted to. And if nothing else, if Qui-Gon has to get up and get in this, he is one of the masters of everything, and he uses the same tactics as Yoda does fighting, so he can hold you off for that 20 minutes before you can do anything.
He's drunk. So that was round 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should check out what time it is, boys.
Yeah, I know. We're actually.
Oh, no.
Is it hammer time?
It's something else.
Oh, that's clever, son.
Yeah, you should have made him off like CM Punk and everything.
What's that?
Make him do the CM Punk stuff and everything. You know? So CM Punk says when he comes out.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, he used to look at his fake watch and say it's clobbering time.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
Anyways.
They'd be pretty good with that.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, so coming in here, everything like that, my team's going to work even better with the Jedi and all that, trying to get rid of this whole thing. Again, with your guys, even though you have a week, they're still dicks, they're still brash, hard to work with characters, so there is going to be rubbing no matter what. There's always going to be a little bit of disarray in them where I can have like clean teamwork throughout it. So your teamwork versus my teamwork is going to be a lot different, where I can work together. Qui-Gon can kind of link us through everything like that as well. We can set up with the tiny little like microchip phone things that Star Wars people have. I forget what they're called, but I don't care. But beyond that, Doc Samson is an extremely smart person. He knows like genetics and everything along those lines, so he'll be able to go through and figure out different variations to like darkness and stuff, which has been done before. Like they figured out what darkness is made out of and everything like that. And I can actually use that against him, so I can eliminate him, which I'm guessing is a huge part of your plan. With War Machine, basically, I'm going to be having Doc and Ronan kind of be the guiding force to get into here and get into this base and just wreak havoc, because Ronan can pretty much just walk through and Doc Samson can just smash through, because Ronan can just open holes wherever he wants to as far as like the matter manipulation and any energy manipulation. So if you want to hit him with energy or anything like that, he can manipulate that. He can manipulate your armors and everything like that. I can basically manipulate Rhodey into turning on his own team, which will like confuse like Comedian or Jackie for that matter and have them attack there, because Jackie's a mafia person. Somebody turns on him, he's going to kill them. So that's a whole part there with it. Frozone and Green Hornet will be going through and just sneaking through the base. We're going to basically plant an explosion, and before you know it, we'll have between Ronan's tech and Doc Samson's tech that he can get from S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll have our ability to just basically teleport out there afterwards. So we'll have an easy escape route. We're out of there within the 20 minutes with Ronan and Doc going through, causing the biggest ruckus. Qui-Gon basically being the leading mind to our team, and if he needs to, he will get in there and he will destroy anything in the path, because the only reason he got taken out by Darth Maul was more or less because he was distracted because his Padawan's an idiot. But aside from that, he's one of the best fighters out there. So you have three ridiculous people coming in. Well, Green Hornet and Frozone get to the oscillator, destroy it, and then we just teleport out of there in an instant. Well, half of your team is downed and the other half doesn't know what's going on, because we went in there so quickly with such damage in one area that you don't notice the people in the other area, and it's all over.
Okay. Solid. So first things first. So most, if not all, of my team has a military background. Now the gruff, dickish thing is like go-to for military dudes. The gruff, dickish dudes are usually the most hardcore of hardcore leaders. So that aside, the darkness isn't actually the big ticket here. It's actually going to be a lot of War Machine this time around. So first things first, I'm going to end up having him trip the security countermeasures to put this entire place in lockdown. We're talking full motherfucking lockdown. All hands on deck, send the First Order jackasses out front, let them play Operation Human Shield. Then after that, I'm going to keep the darkness and the thing in back, protecting the oscillator. Now, though this is bringing in an awful lot of solar energy, it's heat nonetheless. Now with the heat, you have the 20 Darklings, because fuck the suits at this point. We have 20 of the Darklings. the grab bag Darklings. They're not only planting explosives, mines, you name it, on whatever locations, but we have basic saboteurs, we have the guys who are pretty much going to risk it all to make certain Jackie and the Darkness stay alive. Now the thing with the Darkness, it's adapted to whatever biochem that has tried to separate it. It's not only survived on its own, but eventually embedded back into Jackie, but it's able to sense when there's a disturbance. It's not quite a force level, it's more like a scent detection type of deal. It has like a darkness sense. So Jackie not only has that when the darkness is with them, so the whole, in the event Rhodey's getting hacked, he can sense that shit. So you won't have to worry about it. Plus, worst case scenario, I can have Rick flashbang and then have the thing just slap on the suit to just set it off. Because keep in mind, even though it's not going to destroy the suit, it's going to disrupt it enough where everything's shut down. Now, keeping you out isn't too big of a deal. You're pretty much relying on a goody two-shoes who loses his suit, so he's going to end up losing whatever he needs to do. Great if he's got someone handling, but at this point, you have one of the most powerful, evil, demonic monsters protecting one emplacement, and then we have someone who's just going to clobber the shit out of whatever ice you're trying to go with. Now, you're going to try and freeze everything, you're going to try and keep it cold, but keep in mind, this room's going to be hot as shit. So, unless you're carrying around a Camelback to make certain you got a little water to go with, you're basically worried about the moisture from sweat.
Okay, the moisture from sweat is actually something that he can use, is all that, and with Rick Flag being there, he's going to be sweating, like it's going to be guaranteed. He's a normal human, he's going to be sweating, so I can literally freeze Rick Flag in an instant if necessary, and not a problem. As far as the thing goes, in this giant Star Killer base, there are always massive holes because what Star Wars place doesn't have massive holes? The thing is not that agile on his feet. Like, he's a big monster. He's going to try and punch somebody like Green Hornet who can easily outdodge him, and he's going to end up down a hole, and it's still going to be the same basis. I'm going to plant that bomb, and we're going to get out of there, basically. Even if Thing is able to somehow keep around this thing, with the ability to dodge, and once I've frozen Rick Flag, even if he starts melting almost immediately, Rick Flag is still out of this, so I can still get in there, still run with that plan, because Green Hornet is agile enough, fast enough to just basically out-dodge the Thing, who deals more along the lines with people who are just as powerful as him and are more focused on punching, where Hornet is more agile and he focuses on like avoidance and then hitting in weak spots and stuff like that. As far as like darkness and the scent detection and stuff like that, with Doc Samson's knowledge and everything like that, I can create stuff to avoid stuff, and I can basically create it so I can be undetectable by anything the darkness has, along with Qui-Gon being able to more or less just walk through and be like, you don't know I'm here, like everything like that, and I can basically just use full-on stealth if I want to with Jedi mind tricks. So it's an easy thing for my guys to walk in. If Darkness comes at me, if War Machine comes at me, any of those guys come at me, I can take them out. Your Darklings setting up traps and everything like that is nothing that Green Hornet hasn't seen before with every supervillain possible. Frozone only loses his suit because his wife puts it weird places, no one knows where. But aside from that, like, he's still really good and we'll be able to get him out.
So there are a few things I need to touch on. Now, even though the Thing is a big rock monster, he is able to take down the likes of Namor in the goddamn water. Yeah, just punching, but still, Namor's fast as shit in the water. So I think a dude who's slow, clumsy, and oafish in comparison to Kato won't really stand much of a chance. Because, well, come on. It's pretty much like taking me getting trained by Bruce Lee. I wouldn't absorb it as fast. Bruce Lee's been doing it for God knows how long. So Kato, as much as he trained Green Hornet, thank you. As much as he trained the Green Hornet, you're hinging a lot on him is pretty much bomb placement. Speaking of bombs, Darklings like bombs. They eat bombs. These motherfuckers, again, they don't care. They'll do whatever Jackie needs them to do. A couple of guys go nomming on a bomb. There's your plan. What do you have as a backup? You're pretty much just going to have to punch and sacrifice yourselves to go into it. I don't think Qui-Gon's going to sacrifice himself again for a whole mess of jackasses. Did it once, he's not doing it again. So, worst case scenario, I'm having my Darklings mob the bomb, eat the shit out of it, and you have nothing left. You have to freeze it, but again, there's only so much you can freeze when you're using the sweat of a human. Keep in mind, he's been in the sandbox once or twice or 5 times. So he's learned how not to sweat. It's bad. As long as you know how to control your body temp, you won't be sweating out your asshole. So you're not using as much sweat, plus there's only so much sweat you can use before you have to freeze a dude, and then you don't have any backup plan. So eating the bomb makes it so you can't complete the objective. And I got speed with Ben, and you're pretty much fucked because you're using an oath that was pretty much Seth Rogen.
No.
I know.
Not Seth Rogen
I just
version.
need a jab.
Old version.
I know, old version is
Classic
actually kind
version,
of a badass.
When Bruce Lee was around.
I know,
Yes.
he was a badass.
Okay.
I'm not denying this.
Every time you said Rick Fang or whatever.
What?
Rick Flang or whatever.
It's
Flag?
fine.
I thought
it's-
of Ric Flair. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
dodging the thing like this.
Is there another one?
I
No,
thought that
that's
was
it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your Dark Knight couldn't find you. That's what
Oh, yeah, but it knows when the
I feel
bombs
like-
are. It's gonna nom the bombs.
Duncan, these last 6 months, did you just sit there in a mirror and argue with yourself?
No,
Where the fuck did this Duncan come from?
I just got bored.
okay, so
If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I don't know. We could do what we want with that last third category. I feel like overall it's kind of just
yes. Thank you.
redundant
I know.
because
I love that.
they're going to
I'm
all be
gonna get
tallied
that
up for an
tattooed.
overall. So maybe if you want to put specialty there where you can put in any facet from teamwork to something else at this point, but still just a single point. And then I guess everyone just tell me their point value, like say example 2 to 1 Taylor, or 3 to 1 Duncan,
It's a lot of fours.
3 to 0. Huh? Or sorry, 2 to 1. It's 3 total.
Is this correct? I don't want to miscode.
As long as you try your That's exactly
So
right.
for both
Does
old fights?
So overall.
What do you want to know?
as long as you control your body temp and you won't sweat out your ass by Martin Luther King Jr.
So I love that quote.
Very good.
And then special.
Can I do that?
So set 1.
You almost sound like Taylor when you throw a fry.
That was pretty great.
That was fun.
You screamed like a girl.
I liked how he, as soon as that happened, he inherited the ability of Todd to not breathe anymore.
Okay, we got our scores. Ben, what is your score?
1 for Duncan, 2. Or I'm sorry, 2 for Duncan, 1 for Taylor.
2-1. So
You're dumb.
James.
I love you.
2 for Duncan, 1 for Taylor.
I will still fuck you.
Oh. Ain't that something?
Well, you're winning, you know.
No.
Josh.
That's a whole skull.
You're gonna
That
sweat.
takes a whole lot of
Can I have a piece
intimacy.
of paper?
That's 2 Taylor, 1 Duncan.
Like, I just need it to like my spot in my book.
A lot of the world doesn't need you guys.
Take me a moment.
Well, that is the deciding factor of a score 10 to 8, and to Duncan, the winner.
Holy piss.
Oh no, please don't. Not too much molesting against her. Oh!
Is that
Man, it just went so long to man.
No!
I think I was doing
Yeah.
I guess you can use that category.
Yeah.
Man, it's so long since you break that.
Okay, let's get into this.
I don't know how.
I guess how do we want to do this?
Well, we have to practice.
This is just gonna go. We're just gonna go spit straight fire, fucking 1-1s.
1-1s.
1-1s, and it's not how strong the character is, but how invaluable they are for the team that they
As a
belong to.
sidekick.
As a
I think that's the best
sidekick,
reaction I've ever gotten.
an auxiliary character to the storyline.
So
That's what I'm trying to say. Piccolo is not what Dragon Ball Z is about. Dragon Ball is about Goku, Dragon Ball Z is about Gohan, Dragon Ball Z GT is about Goten. Piccolo is auxiliary for the whole thing. So what makes him so invaluable to the Z fighters throughout the canon?
It's not like strength based.
It's not strength, they're not fighting hand to hand.
Now it
It's
makes
just
sense.
as a sidekick, as
Okay.
a side person.
As a support
As a
character.
support
Who's gonna be the
character.
first?
We'll just go boom boom.
Okay. Yeah.
So how unimportant he is?
No, important he is. Like,
Okay. Quiet up. All right, that was a great match between Taylor and Duncan. Congratulations, Duncan. And now we are jumping into our fun bracket round in honor of the superhero sidekick, the forgotten man, if you will. This is going to be quick, to the point. We're going to argue what makes these characters worthy as a sidekick, and that's how they're going to kind of go through the bracket. The bracket looks like this. Piccolo is being argued by Trevor, who will go up against the first round against James's Aqualad. I believe, Ben, you have Bucky?
Yep.
Ben has Bucky Barnes, which will be going up against War Machine, which is Taylor's. On the other side of the bracket, we have Dick Grayson Robin, which is being argued by Todd, going up against Josh Rose, Hit Girl. And then the last of the opening round would be my Kato versus... Who's got Carol? Duncan's Carol Ferris. So like I said, this is going to be quick, to the point, and it should be fun. So let's get it started off with Piccolo versus Aqualad.
Why can't they get Gotcha? He's so useless.
They told me you get 1 minute, that's it.
1 minute.
No.
Is it no rebuttals?
I don't think
Un
so.
momento.
I don't. Boom, boom.
Do you have that cord? Oh no, I don't have a cord.
And it's, yeah, you want to
Let's
go
do
for it?
minute 30 then. No rebuttals, minute 30, why the best.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
You got time again? Somebody got time?
Minute 30.
Yeah.
I can't do a minute and a half.
Josh, you got that cord?
1 minute
Quarter.
and 30 seconds.
Who goes first?
Yeah, Piccolo Aqualad. Oh yeah, we'll just do whoever's whoever in the.
Does anyone have ideas for next week's thing?
Yeah, I wrote a list. I'll
World
We'll
ending.
decide in a minute.
Biggest penises.
Ooh, yeah! The Hulk wins.
Oh yeah!
That's not proven.
I'll let you start.
Let's
us
not
off.
prove it. I thought he's just one big dick.
And who knows? It's all steroids though.
Yeah, foot right now.
Yeah. Millimeter.
Okay, you guys ready?
No.
You guys flip?
Yeah.
That
Who's
makes
going
sense.
I won.
It's a radiation.
Yeah, I'm
So then it'd be like
So you want,
Spanish.
yeah, you want to end the rebuttal? And this is going to be quick, like I said. Everybody just raises their hand right afterwards to see who moves on.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, start the time.
So the reason why I'm the most important sidekick, let's say the fact that for the longest time during the Z, I was the reason why the Dragon Balls existed with Kami. So they needed to keep me alive just in case if anything bad happened. I was the one that discovered how powerful Cell could get. I basically trained Gohan to the fighter that he is today. I am the most respected character out of every single Z fighter there is. They always come to me about fighting advice or how to keep their mind clear. Especially Gohan. He actually wanted to be like me because his dad just threw him out to the side. Dende wanted to know more about what it is like to be Namekian on planet Earth. So he looks at me up for the guidance since Kami's no longer around and Popo can only tell him so much. Basically, I also helped with the likes of defeating Frieza, defeating Cell, defeating Raditz, helping defeating the Nappa. I was the reason why Gohan was still alive to help kill Cell. I've sacrificed my own life, which in turn got rid of the Dragon Balls, so with that didn't help too much. I was also the reason why I was one of the only also people that found out that Trunks was Vegeta's kid. So, and with that, basically I make other people want to be stronger. And basically I'm always a loner, trying to make myself stronger to make sure the others are always up there with me. So with that.
All right. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, and why Aqualad is the superior sidekick? Hands down, has to be. He runs a fucking nation that basically takes up most of the world. When Aquaman's off doing his own shit, being a fucktard, I don't know, whatever you like to call that, especially banging the woman that would eventually be his Aqualad's wife while in a marriage with Mara.
I'm a great sidekick. I let him fuck my own wife. What else can you say? Aqualad is much superior here. On top of that, I mean, I did all this while being Atlantis' most hated race, the purple-eyed Atlanteans. I rose up and I became their hand-down favorite. The guy they choose over Mara and the prince and the other people. They chose me, who they hate, and they love me just as much as Aquaman now. So, I hands down have you beat as a sidekick. Unless you're telling me Chi-Chi got it on with Piccolo, but
You never know.
you never know. Yes. But that being said, I hold my own. I keep Atlantis going when Arthur's not there. And even sometimes I do that while on the fucking Teen Titans, doing my own shtick. I'm far better at keeping things going and holding everything together and being Aquaman's second guy, his main man.
Alright,
I'm pretty sure.
so let's go. Anybody voted for Piccolo? Give him the one? Aqualad. Alright, that's the win. Aqualad takes it. He moves on.
I was the kid's father.
Alright, what's the next
I
fight?
should have just said that.
Bucky Barnes and War Machine.
Alright, Bucky Barnes and War Machine.
I haven't timed all night. Your month's already warmed up.
I'm sorry to hear that. We gotta hear Ben talk.
But yeah, where'd that coin go?
I got it.
Josh got it.
Josh,
So,
He's calling tails.
he's touching his butt.
that's
So you want to go last?
First or second?
Yeah.
I mean, just
it's
really
no, it's
matter,
not bad.
yeah,
It's
like-
30.
I'll just go first. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter on there, so.
Never mind.
Oh yeah, great.
Who am I? That's always great.
Alright, so James Rhodey, James Rhodes, sorry. I'm so used to calling him Rhodey all the time. But no, he's a military man. He's been Stark's best friend for years and getting the armor and basically was Stark's sidekick for a long time and was a major moral compass for the alcoholic, crazy Stark doing whatever tech and everything like that. He's always been that kind of moral compass for him, so he's been that ultimate sidekick because of his help with Tony and everything like that. But beyond that, just his help with people and everything like that. And on every team he's been on, it's always about like helping as a military man and everything like that. He's always trying to fight for the greater good and all things along those lines. So why is he the ultimate one? Because he's always working with people. He's always trying to help. He's always doing everything he can, just like any good sidekick would. You're always trying to help. You aren't trying to be the best. You want to be the best thing you can be to help out the other person. And as a military man, he's always been the best thing he can be. So, but beyond that, it's just James Rhodes doing what he does, always changing, always adapting to his situation, and he will fulfill a need that's in any area. He's been on Secret Avengers, he's been on his own Avengers team, he's been on how many ever other Avengers teams that they make on an everyday basis, because Avengers are just Avengers. There's West Coast, Long Coast, East Coast, whatever. But no, between his work with Stark, being that moral compass, and being the moral compass even current day, up until his death recently, he's been a great, amazing sidekick.
oh, spoiler alert.
It was months ago.
Yeah,
Months. It was just 6 weeks ago. Easy.
I'm
Alright.
past the date.
Why Bucky is superior, well, why he's not superior, but why he's just the best, is because what he does for Captain America, literally the oldest Avenger, one of the oldest running Marvel superheroes, is Captain America for the longest time, before he had the diversity of Bucky in his life, was, or he re-got him in his life, I should say, as a Winter Soldier. He was just doing, he was a yes man, he was doing his own thing, he really didn't have much of a character himself. He was just really kind of cut and dry, Team America, let's go fuck everything up. Kind of like a Bush administration incarnate. And now that when Bucky came back and he was Winter Soldier, and then he kind of flipped him over to good, and and got the mind wash out of him, you have a totally new Captain America. You have a far superior Captain America who puts friends and what's doing right above what the team, what the Avengers say, what S.H.I.E.L.D. says, all that kind of stuff. So, talk about, Tony Stark and that kind of stuff, can you get drinking problems and all that stuff. Captain America himself was just absolutely thrown into the future with Bucky just being there, having his best friend from his childhood best friend now back. Bucky himself took on the mantle of Captain America. So Rhodey has never gotten into a mainstream anything important. Bucky became Captain America. That's why he's so important, is because he's such a good character that he became the character he helped.
All right, voting time. Who's voting for War Machine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that did it.
It is.
All right. Well, good try. All right, next up.
Dick Grayson and Hiccup.
Dick Grayson and Hiccup.
Richard Grayson.
Oh, I did.
Well, this should be
What happened to me, right?
I'm not wrong.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Just
You call it.
Just a fucking
Dave.
monster.
sure. I'm like, why are you guys arguing about teams?
Ow! You can go first.
Slam it on my bruise.
Side characters.
Alright.
I live
Ready?
Voice.
Alright. So, when we're looking at sidekicks, when you say sidekick, Batman and Robin, boom, fucking Robin. Robin is the sidekick. He is the original sidekick, Dick Grayson. He is what you define a sidekick as. He became, just like Ben said, he became Batman and several times. So, like, he learned so well from and was there to help him along every step of the way, keep him grounded, keep him there, and at the same time, evolve himself and become a better person. Now, when you look at the whole aspect of like basically what defines a sidekick, like there's no other way besides Robin. Like Robin is always there for him. Robin is the one to answer the call if Batman can't. He's always there to back him up. He's not there to take charge. He's not there to do all that. He's there to back him up. He still claims himself as a hero in his own right. He even declined to be Batman at one point because he didn't want to take up the mantle. So like this character who was good enough to be the main character, but still chose to be the sidekick, to sit there and help this guy out and be there to just not take the mantle, but be the strong person he is. Now, like I said, you are the original sidekick. This is the original Dick Grayson. He is just a person that like has to be respected, and I just don't see how Hit Girl would even like remotely compare in sidekicks terms, because like there are shows and everything based off of Batman and Robin, like but different types. So like when you look at Batman and Robin, you look at like all the other sidekicks like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. It's all based off of Batman and Robin. That's like stuff that is based off of Batman and Robin. Fucking sidekick.
Sorry, Josh. You're up.
Okay, yeah, you may be the original sidekick. I am you to the extreme. I actually go the extra mile and am willing to kill for my dad, who trained me since my mother's death to be the best assassin ever. Next to him, he's Big Daddy. I'm Hit Girl. I later go on to train Kick-Ass how to fight. You're great, cool. I kind of modeled, or my dad modeled my suit and his suit off of Batman and Robin. Yeah, cool. However, I go the extra mile. I find my mother's murderer and later my father's murderer and bring him to justice by chopping off his fucking head. You don't go that far. You declined taking up the mantle. The best sidekicks always finish their calling. They go on to become teachers and become heroes in their own right. You refuse to take up the mantle of Batman, which is the quintessential hero in your universe. I can't because I'm a girl, but I do become a hero in my own right and become the quintessential hero that everyone in my universe goes to for advice.
All right.
That
All right.
being said, sex change is a real thing. She could still.
Let's vote on this. Who's going with Dick Grayson Robin?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's it. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, I knew I was losing that one.
As soon as you compared him to Batman and Robin, I was like,
Yeah. All right. Let's do this, Duncan. Now we got
based
Kato
off you.
versus
You're
Carol
just-
Ferris.
You're just off brand. That's
You get to call the flip.
Okay.
Flip.
I'm gonna do that. I put it back in my pocket.
It's okay. Oh my god, Trace, when did you get past?
I did a quick little sidestep.
Tails.
I swear to God, I've gotten every single call, but you can go.
Okay, I go first. Okay. Everyone ready? Here I go for Kato. Okay, so Kato obviously is the sidekick to the Green Hornet. But how many people besides Taylor, because he knows him, can name the Green Hornet's real name? That's right, not many, because Kato is the star of this show, even though he is generally the sidekick. Actually, almost every iteration of this character, he is the sidekick. And this is a character who has just so many cool facets to him. He's an expert in so many different martial arts, even training in creating his own martial arts, which is what he gives to Green Hornet Britt Reed as his token of appreciation. Because the fundamental reason why he's his sidekick is because Britt, in every iteration of the series, saved his life, and as a vow of being a sidekick, he said, "I'm going to literally be there for you in every facet of it." The coolest part of him is that Kato is best known as Bruce Lee, and as we heard in the argument that you were in before, Bruce Lee was being used as a feat towards superheroes, and that's just a human being. That's just what this character has done to just pop culture in general, and him being voted more than once as one of the best sidekicks ever to be in television and radio, because that's what this character was originally created for. So that's why I just think, because he devotes his life to Green Hornet, why he is the superior sidekick.
So you got me in the whole devotion of life, but to one bit. So Carol actually marries Hal. We're talking like full wifey. So there's teaching someone to be a badass and then actually starting a life with one another. Not only that, she becomes a Violet Lantern. Like, supreme badass at that point. You're pretty much using like the love of the world and universe at that point. So going between that, just look at the bond you have between like main hero and sidekick. In order to be an effective Violet Lantern, there needs to be a supreme connection to either the universe or one person. So that devotion has powered her to be, as far as I'm aware, one of the most powerful Violet Lanterns in all of goddamn DC existence. So that love, which in turn is like, marriage is like the ultimate sidekick hero relationship in like a short, if not gonna lie, it was kind of short term, but that was still the effort they put into it. It's kind of like the Green Hornet Kato thing. They kind of do their own thing after a while, get back together. It's off and on, like most sidekicks. But keep in mind, this was to the point where she was like cream of the crop, top tier of her level. Not quite Batman and Robin. But
What the hell is Batman done to Robin? She's sleeping with him. He's gotta get anal or something.
Alright, I'll do Batman and Robin.
Can I buy Duncan in the next
Okay. Who's
Sorry, you're on the bracket.
Who's going, Kato? Oh, fuck you guys.
I'm sorry.
Carol?
Oh,
Okay, well, now all you guys just admitted to the world that the women are subjected to be sidekicks.
I mean, you could be. It's not like a Black Canary up there. It's Carol Ferris. Like,
What?
you could have beat him by just saying one of the versions actually bears his child. The Green Hornet's child. There's no
Okay,
no
yeah,
need
but
that.
I think we all know which Kato he's arguing. It's clearly the one that wasn't in there for very long. It's like 3 issues.
Alright, so how do you want to do this? Because
I think that it should reverse. No. Everybody should argue against why their opponent is not a good sidekick.
So now you should know. So this next round, you should say why they're
Yep.
terrible, what they did wrong.
Why they're not a good
Why
sidekick.
you suck.
Okay.
Well,
Aqualad War Machine.
You're a good one, so it's gonna be fine.
it's been done before. You're.
She took.
Alright. Call it. Heads.
Heads.
Well,
Head guys. That's all it is.
Tails for
Fine.
you guys.
It's supposed to be tails never fails.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So.
Last 5 years?
Okay, so start off real quick. You are a sidekick, yes, but I mean, you're also kind of an enabler. You should have really put that bottle out of fucking Tony's hand a long time ago. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, the most drunk character in the world, and you're like, I'm a moral support for him. I teach him to be better. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Man still gets plastered and does stupid stuff. I mean, it's not Hank Pym level stupid stuff like Rebuild Ultron, but I mean, it's pretty damn close. That being said, you also kind of just recently helped start a civil war, so I mean, that doesn't really shape up too well either. Yeah, especially when you were fighting against it the first time around, I think. Honestly, really, you're just a copycat of Iron Man. I mean, you don't even really inherited. I think you had to jack your armor from him, didn't you? Like, it's not even an inheritance thing. You just stole a drunk guy's armor. I hope you know that. That's all I got to say on that. I can't.
Man.
James, are you hiring?
What are you doing? Order his beers? That's your whole argument?
Wait, do you have guards or who do you have?
I have the
It's
original.
Gar.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Come on, Spitfire. I didn't get to look up. Shit.
Alright.
Let's go.
As far as it goes, like, as far as you being a terrible sidekick, number one, you're, like, you play king all the time. Like, that's not being a sidekick. That is ultimately trying to be better. That's trying to, like, I want to sit on the throne, Daddy. Can I do it? No, like, that is not sidekick. That's being a little bitch. And what was that about you letting Aquaman sleep with your own wife? Like, what was that? I'm sorry, that's not what sidekicks do. You don't just offer up your woman. Like, are you that weak of a person that you need to offer your woman to the other guy? Like, sidekicks can be strong. Like, sidekicks can be great. Like, you don't have to be like, I want to go on the throne and Daddy, just so I can. Here's my wife. Sleep with her. That's not what you do as a sidekick. Like, he's gone off on his own so many different times. Like, he's no longer a sidekick by any means. Like, the man just doesn't even match up to any form of sidekick or anything like that. No matter how many times I get flipped off during this, he's not a sidekick. Like, he's a terrible, terrible person for just throwing his wife at another man just to, like, be a king for a day. Like, I mean, cool, like that. Now I know how Tempest treats women terribly.
Alright, so. Alright, so who's voting Aqualad?
Wait. I'm allowed to win?
To win, yes.
Oh, okay. I like the drunk argument.
Alright, and War Machine. That's the win. Alright.
That was cool.
Two of my favorite characters that you just like.
Screw all a couple more trees, we need some more shade. Let's go.
Yep.
Someone's got the clue.
That was funny.
Stop getting.
Tails. You go first.
Oh, okay.
So, Todd, right now, you have basically the lone wolf Robin. Like you said, he was a bitch when it came to his duty to take up the mantle. He was off in Bloodhaven doing whatever the fuck he does in Bloodhaven. Now, Bruce needed him. And when he needed him most, he turned his ass away and focused on his own backyard. Now, his own backyard was decent. In shambles, yes. But motherfucker was needed in Gotham to make certain whatever the fuck was going on would stop. So he ran away, left his duties, forgot who he was. He wasn't a Robin. Keep in mind, he never became a Robin after that. Never came back to Gotham until basically Todd was crowbarred. So he stayed a little bitch in Bloodhaven for a while. And again, didn't pick up the mantle until Bruce was dead. So again, he was a sidekick until he got old, well, an angsty teenager, and then became basically a bitch. No offense, but he abandoned his sidekick duties in order to be his own man. No sidekick just abandons for his own people without going back to what he was. He was a Robin through and through, but the second he realized I can be more, he abandoned that shit and went back home.
Okay. Alright, I don't know anything about characters. Alright, so, go turn evil again. That was fun. Let's start there. On top of that, yes, you slept with him, yes, you did all that stuff, but at the same time, you're not together anymore, so clearly it didn't work. Remember what I'm saying. It didn't work. Now, you said I came back and became Batman, thus I did what a sidekick's supposed to do, become the mentor. So, regardless of how long it took, regardless of me growing on my own, like, I didn't just stop, I didn't just divorce, you know, stuff like that, like you did. Now, as strong as you were, as strong as the powerful that you had, it's not because, like, yes, it may be because of the bond, but it's because of the rings. That's all it is. Like, yeah, you did great, you fell in love, but who knows what the real truth is? Was it only for the rings? Who knows? So, realistically, yeah, but once again, you turned completely evil, and it didn't work well. So, I think, yeah, you're a good sidekick, but you even quoted it in your argument, not as good as Batman and Robin. So, regardless, on top of that, you don't compare. You quoted it yourself. I am the definition of sidekick. You are just a divorced, partner who can probably work with him. On days could work with him, but other days can't. So yes, I ran away, but that was to, like you said, become my own hero. But at the same time, like, yes, you are also now your own hero. So you can't use that argument against me. And I think that, thus, I'm the better sidekick, and you're just a, divorced partner.
Alright, fair argument. Alright, who is going Carol on this one?
I should
One. And Carol?
Seriously?
2. And who's going Rob? There you
I
go.
don't know what I'm doing.
This is a good argument.
He also freaking dead.
Who am I
Turned
fighting?
into a big baby.
Taylor?
Oh!
How do we do this?
That would have won you.
Yeah, I know.
Just a full on
Do you
fight.
want to take over from me, Cody? I have
No,
no idea what I'm doing.
You're doing good.
I guess you
You're lucky you brought on Jason Todd and him going back. I was like, I'm about to fucking pop.
I know.
Alright, shh.
1-1s.
How about we do this?
1-1s.
Huh?
Oh,
1-1?
round.
Death round?
That's not fair. That's like
30-30.
One second.
Alright,
1 second.
Todd said better, so there you go. You guys got a minute. You can do whatever you
A
want.
minute.
You
No,
can-
no, it's like 1-1, so you get opening 1 and
Oh,
So we have
rebuttal 1.
rebuttals?
Yeah.
Sure.
Shit.
And this is a straight fight. No prep, tiebreaker field.
Oh,
Wait, this is a straight fight?
Straight fight,
No
no
prep?
tiebreaker field.
If you knew anything about Dick Grayson, this isn't a problem. But since you're saying you don't, I have a problem. He said sticking his own back. Immediately
Let me look up Dick Grayson. Wait.
Wait a second. I thought there was going to be rules to these rules.
No,
Now we're fighting.
It was last anyways.
The points don't
The
matter.
rules are made up and the points don't matter. Alright, that looks like that was long enough for you to look at your characters. Let's go, guys. This is for fucking
It's been like
nothing.
10 seconds,
This is
guys.
literally
Come
for
on.
nothing.
Fucking
go,
speed it up.
Taylor calls it.
Yeah, think about that too.
Taylor.
I was trying to do that with
You guys? A war machine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, depends on if you call
Okay.
him Todd or Cat.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm Robin.
Cat blast.
Alright.
Alright,
First thing about that, you did Taylor.
Dick Grayson, I got this.
Easy, no problem.
Good luck.
Alright, yeah? Alright, so here we go. Dick Grayson, actually, once again, I know we're based on some sidekicks, but he became his own hero and became Batman. He was so good at his job. So, Essentially, like, he's just another Batman. I understand I don't know prep, but Batman comes with stuff to beat top tier heroes, even stuff like Superman, etc. at any point. Now, for me to probably not have some sort of thing to break your like suit, to break anything like that, I mean, get rid of your legs, whatever it is. Anything like that, it shouldn't be a problem to grapple you to the ground. Anything like that, I think I can do it. I don't know how like barren this field is, but regardless, I think I can maneuver around. My fighting styles are incredible. Like I said, I learned from Batman. I'm genius martial art, so I can easily combat you in that way. I understand you can fly, but I mean that's going to be something I'm going to have to deal with. But I'm sure I can find a way. I always find a way. That's all I got. I don't know what I do. I think that was pretty good.
Are you fucking working out of your hands?
Yeah.
Felt like a spaceship.
Okay, so as far as it goes, yes, flight is my main advantage in this whole entire thing. Because you can jump like a normal human can jump. There's no way you're reaching me, by the way. Because I can fly like airplane height. You are Dick Grayson, you cannot jump airplane height.
You don't know that.
I know that. I've read him a little bit. I know he can't jump airplane height. I have auto-targeting systems, everything like that, so I can hit you from a giant distance. You can basically never get close to me to touch me. Because of the armor and everything like that, like trying to hit me from a distance is going to be ridiculous for you. Yes, you're a Batman wannabe, like you put on the suit and pretended to be like that, just like Tempest pretended to be on the throne for a day. That's great, but aside from that, with the guns, with everything, like with the blasts I can do, all of that, there's no way that Dick can even come close to me. So he's just not going to be able to get in there at all.
Can I use a Tegan?
Yeah.
Can we just describe what just happened with for them to know?
For the last minute, you can take in somebody if you want.
Thank you.
This is about the superhero.
Yeah,
Tegan in. You got it.
Yeah!
We got it.
Take it! Yeah!
First, there's a him.
Alright, Cody versus Duncan now.
No,
Take it.
okay,
Rebuttals.
that's
Hey, Cody, I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, let's be honest here. There's no way you're going to beat me. I am the sidekick. Okay, first of all, my suit is electromagnetic pulses are generated through it. So anytime you touch me, your character is known to take pot shots and try to knock them out using physical strength first. So as soon as you connect, which you will connect, EMP, you're knocked out. The thing is, I roll with the punches just like they do in boxing. So I will be able to dodge your hit enough so that you just barely graze me, knocking your suit out, knocking you out, and then I tie you up using my staff, which breaks into pieces. So I tie you up, you'll never get out. I start tearing apart your suit because it's, again, EMP'd out. And no, you are not EMP safe. Proved, thank you, because Tony never gave you that. That's not something that you do. A lot of your stuff was government sanctioned, and they never got it fixed so that EMPs don't work. So.
Boom. That was a minute?
That's all I wanted to say, guys!
So you're saying Dick Grayson's a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah, and at this point, yeah, you're right. So, you're focused on up close and personal. Don't get me started on the backyard of what War Machine really has. His main focus here, if he's airborne, he's not touching down. He's getting you from up above. So I'm shooting the shit out of you. Not enough to kill you, just enough to, like, knock your shields down. Knock whatever the fuck you brought this time around. And again, you're not Batman level bringing tech. So I'm still shooting your shit. I'm still pulsing up around in the sand because we're in tiebreaker field. There's sand all over the goddamn place. All I need to do is, like, end up blocking your vision, come up from above, and just pretty much drop little bits of casings on you. Yeah, flat plane.
Oh, okay.
But with the flat plane, sand deposit just.
I heard it was like
fucking all over.
Yeah, it's from
It's
it's from the with the
So
hand
just-
level.
Oh,
just-
yeah.
yeah. Holy shit! I didn't know that. I thought all this time it was like
There's so much sand in space.
all these years it was open space.
Let them go for like.
No, this is good. This is good. Have fun.
Alright.
It
Well,
is. Holy shit. Yeah,
well,
it is.
that's it.
It's
All
open
right.
space.
You know,
on a
alright,
platform
for
from the middle of the
future reference, every single tiebreak or whatever is gonna be fought in the room requirement at Hogwarts.
Okay.
So if you wanted sand, there's sand there.
Yeah, sand. I like sand.
We needed
I like
sand.
sand.
There's sand.
We need sand.
All right, so who got Robin on that one?
I got a Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Sorry. So that's the win.
It's cool.
Sorry,
I
Taylor.
did it! I did it!
You did it, Todd! You did it! Damn! I'm like sitting there going, Todd! All right.
Hold on. Say that the conference round was not the first time that Carol got beat by Dick.
All right, well, that is it for our first episode, first week. We will see you back next week, next Monday, with a new bracket and new challengers and new fights.
Trey sucks. Fights.
Adios.
What are the new brackets?